Welcome to example 3 for word problems involving sine law, cosine law, and primary trig ratios. So we have a diagram in this case. It says to find the height of the castle. So we define this height here. Okay. In order to find the height of the castle, they've given us these three measurements here, which is 18.5 degrees, which is an angle of elevation because it's with respect to this horizontal here, and then another angle of elevation, which is 15.9 degrees. And then we also have this distance, which is 20 yards, which is, to clarify, this part right here. So right here, because this is the height of the triangle, we can actually write this 90-degree symbol here, because in order to find the height of something, it has to be going straight up and down. All right, so we have a triangle here, which is actually multiple triangles. We have triangle BLM, and then I'll call this A. All right, so we have one triangle, which is BLM. We have another triangle, which is BLA. And we also have another triangle, which is BMA. Okay, so these two right here are 90-degree triangles. One's smaller and one's bigger, and this one is not 90 degrees. Now, in the case, I guess the one that we're interested in is either this one or this one, because both those triangles involve the height. So we can actually use either BLM or BLA in order to understand what's going on here, or to answer this question. Okay. But in both those situations, BLM, I only have in triangle BLM an angle here, which is not good. And in triangle BLA, I only have this angle here, which is 15.9. I have this 20 yards, which is not part of the whole triangle there. So there's insufficient information to solve for H in either BLM or BLA. So you're going to take a look at triangle BMA here. And in triangle BMA, we have one piece of information. We have another piece of information. And if we do some extra work here, we can actually find a third piece of information, which is actually the key, because we need a third piece of information in order to solve any part of that triangle. So right here, they've indirectly given us the third piece of information. We know that this is a supplementary angle because this adds up to 180. All of this adds up to 180. And then if we take away this 18.5 degrees here, we'll be left over with angle BMA. So angle BMA, which is, as I'm tracing my pen here, BMA is this one here. So that's going to be 180 minus 18.5, because that's supplementary angles. So 180 minus 18.5 is going to be 161.5 degrees. So in triangle BMA, we're given angle, side angle. Let me write that down. Angle, side angle. And we can use sine law, I guess, for this, but we still need an angle-side pairing. And so, since we already have two parts of this triangle here, we can find the third one using the fact that all angles in a triangle add up to 180. So again, we use the 180, and we subtract 15.9. And then we're also going to subtract 161.5, which is this angle right here. So we should get that last one. So 180 minus 15.9 minus 161.5, that's going to be 2.6 degrees. Okay. So in triangle BMA, we can now write this out. So little b over big B, side M over angle M, and side A over big A. Okay, so little b, we do not know, oh yes, we do know what little b is. And triangle BMA, little b is 20 yards, so this is 20. And angle B is going to be 2.6. Small m is unknown, but we know what angle M is going to be. Angle M is 161.5. And small a is unknown. And we have sine of 15.9 for angle A. So again, once you have sine law, you gotta choose two of the three. I'm gonna choose this one for sure because this is the only angle side pairing that we have. And now we gotta take a look and plan, right? Our plan is to get to this height here, and which we want to be able to work with these two triangles, right? Once we have either something about BLM or BLA, then we can use that to find H. So we have actually two choices. We can actually solve for either M or A. So if we choose to solve for M, which is going to be this length right here, then we're going to work with triangle BLA if we choose M. So let me point this out because we're trying to make connections here and multiple strategies. So if we choose to solve for M, we will be working with BLA. Now, if we choose to work with and solve for little a, so little a is across from big A, so that's this right here. If we solve for this, then we can use this triangle, which is BLM, and solve for A. So what I would encourage you to do is to answer using both ones and get the same answer both ways. But I'm just going to choose, I guess, just to differentiate from example number 2, I'm going to choose these two. So 20 over sine 2.6 equals to A over sine 15.9, and we can solve for A. So we need to isolate for A by, right now it's divided by sine 15.9, we're going to do the opposite of that by multiplying by sine 15.9 over sine 2.6 equals A. So 20 times sine 15.9 divided by sine 2.6, making sure your calculator's on degree mode. And I have 120. .78 dot dot dot. Okay, so I'm going to put this in red. Little a is 120.78. Okay, and now we can work with this triangle, which is triangle BLM. Triangle BLM is 90 degrees. So because it's 90 degrees, we can use SOHCAHTOA. So I'm going to be working with that. So let us, oh God, that's not a highlighter. All right. This is my focus angle, and if that's my focus angle, across from it is my opposite. This will be my hypotenuse of this triangle, and this will be my adjacent. And now we're going to choose sine because we want the opposite, and they're giving us the hypotenuse. So let's use sine of focus angle M, which is opposite over hypotenuse. And angle M we know to be 18.5. Opposite is unknown. Hypotenuse is 120.78 dot dot dot. So we're going to solve for H by multiplying both sides by 120.78 times sine 18.5. And then we have H being 38.325 dot dot dot. So we have found the height of this castle. And what did they give us? They gave us 1 decimal point, so let's be accurate to 1 decimal place as well. And put the approximate symbol there. And we can now do our therefore statement. Therefore, the height of the castle is 38.3 yards, because they have yards here, that's the only measurement. High, and we gotta write approximately because we've rounded. It's an approximate height. Okay, so given this diagram, we had to identify what we were given, and in this case, we had to do some extra work on each of the triangles. So we knew that this is 180 minus 18.5 will find us this. 180 minus the other two angles would give us a third part of the triangle. And then from there, we realized that we can use sine law. And you have a couple of options to solve this question. So you can solve for m, but we solve for a, isolated for a. Once we had a, we changed our perspective to another triangle here. So this is our second step here. We worked with triangle BLM, and then finally with triangle BLM, we knew to use sine, and we solved for h from there. And that was it. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me or Google chat me, and then we can work it out. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later.